Welcome to AI ConvoCast, where we bring you the latest in AI and tech innovation. Quick housekeeping. Check out the affiliate links in our description. Using them supports the show, and please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Let's jump right in. Today, we will be covering a growing clash between Anthropic and the Pentagon over Claude's usage restrictions, OpenAI ramping up preparations for a late 2026 IPO, and Microsoft rolling out new capabilities for Copilot agents to understand scanned PDFs. Let's get into it. A significant tension is emerging between Anthropic and the United States Department of Defense over the guardrails built into Claude. Reports indicate that Anthropic's strict limitations on how its AI can be used are creating friction with a roughly $200 million DoD contract. The core issue centers on Anthropic's policies that prohibit Claude from being used for domestic surveillance or autonomous weapons systems. Defense leaders have publicly pushed back on these restrictions, arguing they are incompatible with what the military actually needs from advanced AI tools. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth was direct in his criticism, stating, quote, "The military won't use AI models that prevent warfare capabilities," end quote. On the other side, Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei has maintained his position, warning against the dangers of mass surveillance and autonomous weapons. Anthropic has emphasized that it still supports certain national security use cases and that discussions with the Pentagon are ongoing. These limitations stem from Anthropic's constitutional AI principles, which are essentially the ethical guidelines baked into how Claude is designed to operate. The restrictions are affecting not just the DoD, but also agencies like ICE and the FBI. This situation puts a spotlight on how AI companies are navigating the balance between commercial opportunities with government clients and their own stated values around responsible deployment. Moving to corporate strategy news, OpenAI is accelerating its preparations for what could be a late 2026 initial public offering. According to reports, the company has been holding informal conversations with investment banks and is actively expanding its finance team to support the effort. The target appears to be a fourth quarter 2026 listing, and part of the motivation seems to be competitive. Sources suggest OpenAI wants to beat Anthropic to the public markets. This push comes after OpenAI has been spending heavily on compute infrastructure and has gone through significant internal restructuring. A summary from MarketWatch, citing Wall Street Journal sources, noted that OpenAI is, quote, laying groundwork, end quote, for a 2026 listing. Now, there are still some competing reports out there debating whether the actual timing will land in late 2026 or potentially slip into 2027. But the direction is clear. An IPO would give OpenAI access to public capital markets to fund the enormous infrastructure investments that cutting-edge AI development requires. The compute costs for training and running frontier models have been astronomical, and going public could provide a significant financial runway for the company's ambitions. On the product side, Microsoft has shipped a meaningful update to its Copilot agents within Microsoft 365. The new capability allows these declarative agents to understand and ground their answers in scanned PDFs and other image-based documents. This might sound incremental, but it actually addresses a real pain point in enterprise environments. Previously, if you had a scanned contract, an old compliance document, or really any PDF that was essentially just an image of text rather than actual searchable text, AI assistants would struggle to work with that content. You would typically need to run it through separate optical character recognition preprocessing before an AI could reason over it. Now Microsoft has built that capability directly into the Copilot agent workflow. A Microsoft roadmap note described this update as something that, quote, unlocks a major class of enterprise content, end quote, for agents. The rollout is happening globally through Microsoft 365 Copilot and specifically targets workflows involving SharePoint libraries and compliance processes. For organizations sitting on years of legacy documents that were scanned and archived, this opens up the possibility of actually searching, summarizing, and reasoning across that content without manual conversion steps. It makes the AI assistant considerably more useful in real-world business scenarios where not everything lives in perfectly formatted digital text. These developments show how the AI landscape continues to evolve across multiple fronts simultaneously. Companies are wrestling with where to draw ethical lines on powerful technology. The financial infrastructure supporting AI development is maturing toward public markets, and the practical capabilities of AI tools are steadily expanding to handle the messy realities of how businesses actually store and manage information. Thank you for listening to AI ConvoCast. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Thanks and hope to see you again next time.